Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another LEGO video. Today, we're going to be viewing all of my custom LEGO fire trucks. So let's get started. So today we have all 4 of my fire stations, plus all my police cars too. So first we're going to start out with Station 17, with Engine 17, of course. So here it is. Now this, if you don't know, this originally was in Station 19. However, I made a new engine for it, so this I moved to Station 17. I don't know if I'm going to redo it or leave it the same. I don't know yet. For right now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. The one thing I do want to change is this hood piece sticker, because this is only on trucks in Station 7, or Station 19 rather, so I need to get that switched out at some point, but I don't really have good stickers right now, so for right now it's staying like this. So for the base of the truck, so for the bumper, it's got a Q siren right here. It's got this, I think it's like a water pump or something. You like attach a hose to it or whatever. And then you got the bumper monitor right here. And you got lights, flashing lights, turn signals. You got scene light right here. Side mirrors. A lot of my trucks do not have side mirrors, so yeah, I'm trying to work on that though. The roof is of course removable with 2 firefighters, and we got the horns on top instead of on the bumper. Now if you're wondering why there's a gap here, it's because on this truck and another truck that I have, they're actually, because the cab is too short, can't really put a door here, so instead they have doors on the back. It should be a bigger gap, but it's whatever. But yeah, so I just did a 1 stud wide gap there, 1 brick wide. And for the middle, we got some gauges and pumps, you know, just basic stuff, and a water gun or whatever monitor on top. And we got some big cabinets here. So in this one, we got the hose reel, which originally on all my trucks, it was here. However, I moved it here so I could have the pumps and gauges on both sides. So yeah. And then in here has a lot more stuff since we moved stuff out of here. So a lot of my trucks that have this are now more filled, which it's harder to get these out. It's hard to get them out in the first place. Let's remove one of the doors. Maybe both. There we go. Whoops. I mean that for that. I didn't mean that to happen. Okay, so it's a basic 3x4 by I think 2 crates. So we got a radio, wrench, saw, and an axe. And that just slides in right there. It's not double-sided. Only one of my trucks actually has it double-sided. It's just one way through, one way out. So yeah, because we got a ladder on the other side, so we'll get to it in a minute. And then here we got 2 pairs of breathing apparatus. Back is nothing special. We got lights up here, turn signals, brake lights, you know, usual. So yeah, and then like I said, here's the ladder. So right here, you see this pieces. That's where the section here ends. I put a panel there so that I have enough room for the container or whatever. So this ladder does extend a little bit, so it's like this. It just goes about that length and sits right there. And then in this cabinet we have, this door does not like stay open or closed. We have the fire extinguisher. And this one, we have a bunch of studs for the stud shooter and a hammer. So yeah, pretty basic engine. Next up, we got a rescue, which if you saw my last update video, you know what happened to it. Got a huge upgrade. So I'm not gonna go over it because, of course, in the update video, whenever this, I would link the update video down below. But considering I've done a lot of fire truck updates recently, I'm just gonna tell you, just go to my channel, go to Lego Fire Truck playlist, and just go all the way down the bottom, and you'll see them there, all my recent ones. So yeah, and if you find the one with the rescue in it, and I'll go in more depth detail what I did to it. But so for the front bumper, it's pretty basic. It's got, of course, the lights on the side and the Q siren there. Yeah, so it's got functioning doors. It's pretty cool with a medic inside, light bar up here, of course, and then we got lights here and here, 3 fake cabinets, and no cabinet, which, yes, I know the door is not the right color. Now I know in the last truck I didn't say anything. That's because I don't have any other doors of those in white. I don't even know if they make them in white, but yeah, I know they make these in white, and I don't have any right now. I mean, I think I only have like one, so it wouldn't be enough. So I'm waiting until I get some. So yeah. But anyways, in this cabinet we got a oxygen tank and a flashlight. And on this side we got a face mask. And then in the back we got the brake lights, turn signals. We got a fake door here. It's inside. Actually used one of my last train windows or plane windows rather, with the window insert and translite blue and white. So one of each I left, so I didn't have to buy any. Anyway, I think it just looks nice. And then I used a panel here with the fire logo. So yeah, and then I used the same hazard stripes from before, and I only put 2 lights up here and not down here. I reused the ones down here to use for these. So yeah, pretty cool. The rescue. And for the old rescue, it was an ambulance with a stretcher, but of course it is no longer an ambulance with a stretcher. So yeah, next up we got our ladder truck, Ladder 17. So this is quite a big truck. Yes, indeed. So let's start out with the fronts, with the bumper. So for the bumper, it has a Q siren and a bell, which is only one of 2 trucks I have that actually have a bell on the bumper. So we just got flashing lights and the headlights, and then these interesting side mirrors, which I based off of a real truck. So I thought, using these side mirrors here would be pretty cool, and yeah, I quite like them. Now the cab on this is not removable, as you can tell, because it's very thin. I had to, for height reasons with the ladder. I didn't want to raise up the ladder or, just do any other stupid crap. So I'm just like, I'm just going to have to shorten the cab. So yeah, there is a skylight, of course, which I think is pretty cool. And if you notice why there's so many windows, well, this is actually, I guess, an extended cab of the normal size cab. Which, what it's supposed to be, so you got 2 seats here, I think 3 in the middle, then this is a door, and it's kind of like a walkway, and then you got 3 more seats back here. So yeah, I think that's pretty nice, but of course it's only 3 because, with Lego, you can't really fit all of them in there. So yeah. For the light bars, we got these 4 small ones like that. So I think it looks nice. And then for the middle, oh yeah, there's no functioning doors on this. But yeah, for the middle, we got the same thing with all that stuff. Now this, if I'm correct, does not have a hose reel. Yeah. I did have a 2x2 up here, but I actually needed it, so I removed it. So if I get another one, I'll put it on here, but if not, then I'm probably not going to get it, because I don't really know if I really need it. So yeah, for now, it's just not going to have one. But yeah. So in this cabinet, we have 2 pairs of breathing apparatus, and then in here we got fire extinguisher, we have fake cabinets here. Then on this side, we got saw and axe and hammer. And then these are all fake cabinets back here and here. And then we got the step ladder to get up to the actual ladder itself, which goes up pretty high but doesn't extend. So yeah, it's also got a little, this could be a little nozzle, whoops, or it could be like attaching the hose, which is non-existent right now. But yeah, what it could also do is just kind of go down like that, so it can be like a little nozzle too, which I'm thinking of actually making that into one, which I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get to another truck later on in this video. So yeah, and in the back we got flashing lights, brake lights, or flashing lights up here, and a fake outlet back here. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this ladder. I've had this for quite a while, actually. And then next up, we got our tanker. So tanker 17 is up next, which is based on like a Rosenbauer. The last one was a Pierce. Before that was a Freightliner, and then the engine was a Pierce as well. So this is a Rosenbauer. This is one of 2 Rosenbauers I have made. So this is the first time I actually brick built the front of a Rosenbauer truck, because I used to do it snot with like plates on the side, and it sort of looks like it, but not really. So I was like, just try and do it this way, and it worked out good for this and the ladder for the airport, which is the other Rosenbauer. So yeah. For the front, the bumper, it's just got horns and goose iron. That's pretty much it. And then, for the front, it's very complicated, but I think it looks pretty good. And if you're wondering about these slopes, yes, these are glued underneath the windshield. It's the only way to get them on, unless you want them, like, right on the cheese slope with a gap there instead. This does have functioning doors, which is pretty cool. Whoops, that was what's on. Yeah, so this one probably needs some more glue. Yeah. This cab is sort of removable. It's just not all of it completely comes off. But yeah, it is. It's got 3 minifigures, of course. And for the race section, I did actually hollow it out. So sort of just right here in the middle, which is perfectly in line with this. So that's cool. And then I added these flashing lights here because I think that looks pretty cool too. Then we got a water nozzle, which is a different design from what I did before. This one's a little bit more compact, while the other one was more clunky, and this took up a lot of room. So this definitely minimizes space, so I could actually put a hose reel up here, which is how it was for the ladder truck, except, without the nozzle on top. But then I needed it, so yeah, I just took it off. Yeah. So this one's same thing with the gauges and hose connections on both sides. Then in here we got this kind of a Sauna X. We got 2 fake cabinets there, and then 2 pairs of breathing apparatus. And then for the back, we got the tank dump out, hazard stripes there. We got the fire logo sticker there, and the license plate. Brake lights, turn signals, and then flashing lights there and there. And then here, if you wonder why it's blank, I've seen a lot of trucks with like a pretty blank space. I thought that was like part of the tank, but I don't think so. I think that's more like the like thing that detaches or something. It carries something else. I don't know. But yeah. So in here we got a fire extinguisher and a hammer. So yeah. It's a really nice tanker. I really do like that. Next up we got one of my personal favorites, the rescue engine, which was the engine until that engine came, so now it is the rescue engine. But yeah, this is personally one of my all-time favorite Lego fire trucks I've ever made, because it's based on a truck from where I used to live in Maryland, and I think I captured it really well. The first version, which if you look on my very first Lego video, not my first video, my first Lego video, I looked back at it and oh my god, it is so different. So crazy how different it looks now compared to what it was then. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with this version. I have made hardly any changes to it since adding like the Speed Champion wheels or adding this cabinet here. After that, the last change I made was shortening the cab by 1. That's it. And of course the chassis. and extending this. After that, I've made no changes. I think also, yeah, I closed the hose bed, so yeah. But yeah, besides that, I haven't hardly made any changes to it since, so yeah. So yeah, for the bumper, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, on the last truck, below the bumper, there is the binocular piece for a train horn, which this one also has. See it right there. A lot of my trucks have that. So yeah, we got these side lights here, flashing lights, headlights, horn, and the Q siren. It's not a functioning doors, but it has a really nice paint scheme for the striping. I think it looks really nice. So of course we have 3 guys, and the roof does come off, and I did hollow it out a lot better on this one. I still got a toolbox on the roof, which I think is the only truck I have that on for, so yeah. And on this and the last truck, I have the light bar put on drummer plates, just that the slope doesn't have just be put right behind here. There's a little bit of room, so yeah, I think that looks good. And then we got the light bars up here, and scene lights, yeah. And if you notice on the last 3 trucks, they've all had these interesting middle windows, which are old windows. Yeah, they are from the 60s and 70s. They're that old, yes, indeed. And I managed to get a hold of a few of them. I used 2 in white and 4 in red. I still got a couple left in red and white, but they're not in good shape. Like, I think I only have 1 of each. 1 white one, it's a bunch of like dirt on it, so it looks gross. And then the other red one, for some reason, the glass pane is like broken somehow. I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, moving on to the middle, it's the same gauges and pumps. And then what's the water nozzle on top. So yeah, and then here in this cabinet we got the hose reel that was here, of course, fake cabinet. Actually, because of putting that in there, I actually had to remove one of the things in here. So we got 2 pairs of breathing apparatus, the saw and the axe, and then here we have, my god, if I can get it open, the wrench and the hammer, which what was in there was a flashlight and 2 fire extinguishers, so those are gone. It's fine though. But yeah, in the back we got flashing lights here, hazard light here, and then hazard stripes and brake lights. So yeah. And of course this is one of few trucks that actually use Speed Champion wheels. I will be definitely changing that in the future with adding more Speed Champion wheels and mudguards to a lot more of my trucks. I think it's only going to be trucks in station, oh, I didn't mean for that time. In stations 17 and 18 are the only ones that are actually going to get this. So yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. It's definitely one of my favorite trucks. Next up we got the Brush engine and the ATV trailer. So we'll start with the Brush engine. So this is probably another one of my favorites. It's really nice and compact, and it's pretty much just an engine, but I made it into a brush engine with adding like stuff like sprayers and like nozzles on the bumper, a scene light there too. So yeah. And then there's a Q siren right in the middle. I really like these lights up here. These are pretty cool. Now, the plates that it's on top of are off-brand, but the ones that I originally used, which are like wedge plates, work just fine. But I needed them, and I had a couple of these, so I was like, let's use these. And it does give the effects, it does look a lot better with this, but the other one works as well, because I lived with that for quite a while. And then for the middle, of course, the gauges and pumps, and then I moved the hose reel up here. We got 3 hoses hooked up right here. Fire extinguisher, this cabinet has nothing, Back here we got 2 lights up here, a fire logo, and 2 brake lights, and a tow hitch. Then we got the axe, ladder, and a pair of breathing apparatus. Now, there was a face mask inside here. There was like a little space I put it in, but I took it out because I needed it. I guess I can take this out because I need this too, but maybe. But yeah, and what's cool about this is that it splits in half because the back section is 6 wide, while the front is 5. So I have to use segments, and I have quite a bit of. Truck. I'm trying to word this. A lot of trucks I have this method with 5 in the front, 6 in the back, or one of them is 5 all the way throughout. So yeah, pretty cool. And then next we got the ATV trailer, which of course is just a little ATV which has 6 axles instead of 4. Yeah, so it's got a light up here. So it'll be the siren, hose reel, and the water tank with the towage on the back. And then for the trailer, I just did a basic utility trailer with 4 axles, toolbox here, and the back, which folds down, but it shouldn't be doing that. And I use these brackets on the side to make the walls, which they do spread out because the wheels spread them out. So yeah, but whatever. And then for the back of this door, it's got brake lights and turn signals. So yeah. But yeah, I do like that. I do think this is a pretty cool setup. Next two are small, so we'll get through them pretty quick. So next we got the utility truck. Yeah, it's pretty basic. This is from the 60004 set from 2013, which is a fire station, so I kept it because I liked it. Although it may not stay for much longer, so I might turn it into, another 5-wide build as a utility truck. So yeah, it's got a pair of breathing apparatus in the back, and that's about it. With a radio and a fire extinguisher. So yeah, this was definitely one that's going to get changed. And then add stripes and flashing lights in the back as well. And then next up, we got the battalion chief. So this is from the 60001 set, which I've made some modifications, which one of them was adding these printed and stickered pieces from the 60110 fire station set. So yeah, and I think it looks pretty nice with the chief. And then we got the fire extinguisher and radio in the back. Yeah. So I do like this car. That's it for station 17. Now we're on station 18. Wow, this video is gonna be long. Might have to start picking up the pace here. So we got engine 18. So this is definitely a different engine compared to the last. So yeah. So for the front, we got Q siren on the bumper. This, I think, is like a hookup or something on the bumper. I don't know. I've seen a lot of newer trucks with that. It'd probably be with this truck, but it's like, why not put it on there anyway? I don't know what's put there. So yeah, we got 2 firefighters in the cab. It's a smaller cab. It's got 11 sticker, and well, the rest will come off. Not like that. Like this, yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. And then for this middle section, of course, same deal, everything. And then in here, hose reel. And this one, same situation with engine 17, where it has this, so I had to put everything in there. Try and get it out, hopefully, without making a mess. Very good. So it has everything the same: radio, wrench, saw, and axe. So it's the same deal, except the crate is in nougat, I think. I don't know. Some kind of nougat color, or I think that's, yeah, it's some kind of nougat. I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know what kind of nougat it is. But yeah, it looks nice. So yeah, and then in here we got breathing apparatus, On this side, we got another ladder, and we got. Let's just start using this to open them up. Fire extinguisher, and there's nothing in there. I guess I forgot to put something in there. Oops. Oh well. So yeah, I really like this truck. Next up, we got our rescue squad. So rescue squad 18, not just rescue squad. Okay. So this also got a huge overhaul recently. Huge overhaul. Pretty much redid the entire thing. Just kept a lot of things the same. So first, with the bumper. So this time we got a bumper cabinet. We got horns here, and the Q siren is kind of embedded with the bumper with like a lot of newer trucks. It's like embedded with the bumper. You can see like a little like circle, so you can kind of see it. Tries against the sound, but whatever. Anyways, so for the inside of the cab, we got 3 firefighters, well, 2 and 1 paramedic. So yeah, originally, before I extended the cab, I only had 1 firefighter, but I added a second one because I had the extra room. And with this one, I used a train window, or the plane window, whatever, same thing. So yeah. And this one also uses speed chambers. These are the newer ones, rather than the other ones I used for that engine. And then for the steps, so we got panels here, and then these places slide down here. And because of the speed chamber guards going under the chassis by 1 plate, I just added a white stripe throughout, which I think looks pretty cool too. And with this, we got 4 fake caps on each side. One of them is a little bit smaller than the others, but yeah. And then we got a face mask, and then here should be the oxygen tank and flashlight. Yes, okay. And then, of course, we got scene light there, 2 smaller scene lights there, and then the flashing lights. And then back here, we got these plates with bar for ladders to step up here to access these cabinets up here as well. And yeah, it was really nice finally getting to redoing this. And I also added these bar pieces on here, which weren't on there previously. So yeah, like I said, it was really nice finally getting to redoing this. And this thing got a lot heavier because I had a lot of bricks on the inside, which before was completely hollow. So yeah, definitely got a lot heavier. Now we got Tower 18, which is a mid-mount tower ladder truck. So this got an overhaul, but I think it was last year, so not this year, but yeah. Completely redid it, so yeah, it looks a lot better than it was before. So for the front bumper, we got horns. The Q siren would be mounted on the grill for this one, and then we got stabilizers attached to the bumper as well. This one has functioning doors. I think, did the last one? No, it used to. The rescue used to, but not anymore. Functioning doors. It's got 2 firefighters. I did not extend the cab with this one. It should have, but because of the hood pieces, I wanted to keep them, so it's not the same. Although I could do what I did with the other ladder truck and add just some slopes there to extend it, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. So yeah. So of course we got gauges and pumps, same thing, just a little bit more crunched. There's 2 hose reels, so we got 1 on each side this time because I had some extra ones. Traffic cones in that cabinet, studs, and the fire extinguisher, and then fake cabinet there. Oxygen tank, should be face mask, and then some more fake cabinets. Another fake cabinet there. And then in the back, we got flashing lights and a bunch of hazard stones. This probably has the most hazard stones in the back out of all my trucks. And then, of course, the ladder does raise up, but first, I'm gonna put down our stabilizers. Okay, stabilizers have been put down. Now it's time to raise up the ladder and extend it. This one section right here is off-brand, so yeah, that's why it looks weird. But yeah, so that goes up pretty high. Tire bucket. Now this was originally those like other sections from that Fire Extinguisher set from 2016. However, before I got the set again, I had to use it. I had to use them, so. And anyway, it wouldn't have worked with the update, with this update version, so that's the reason why I decided to put it away, so yeah. But yeah, so pretty nice. Yeah. Next up, we got Tanker 18. So this, I saw one of the cabinets in there. So, this has a Q7 bumper. This has a very short bumper. It's only got one firefighter because it's a short cab. So, yeah. Does have functioning doors, both sides. Same deal with the middle. Let me go over that again. Pretty much the same stuff in the cabinets, and a fake cabinet in the middle. Now this top cabinet up here doesn't have anything, but I figure I've seen this before. It's like the fire trucks, the tankers like dump into a big pool or something. I don't know what it's exactly for, but I figured it'd kind of be like one of those, but it'd be like where it fold up so you could put it in there for easy storage. So yeah, that's what I think. But feel free to fact check that, because I'm not 100% sure if that's even true. Then we got fire extinguisher and hammers. So yeah, and then we got the tank dump out, hedge stripes, same deal. All these trucks. This one is probably the most boring truck out of all of them. It is the rescue engine. Why, you ask? Because there's literally nothing behind the middle section. There used to be, if you can see where these 2x3 bricks are, that's where the cabinets were, but I needed them for the rescue squad. I just put them there for a placeholder. I thought I was going to do this with the rescue squad, but I didn't. I did that before this, so I had to just put 2x3 bricks there and there. So yeah. So back here is just solid Lego bricks, so yeah. It's still a nice truck, but it's just so boring after this. It's just 2 red stripes, and that's it, yeah. But, yeah, so up front, we got the horns, Q siren, steam lights, side mirrors. Cab is removable with 3 firefighters, of course. Somewhat, because you got that little middle section there. That's one of these train windows, steam lights, and then, yeah. Lights, sticker, yeah. Now, this one still has the hose reel on it because I have nowhere to put it because there's no cabinets to put it in. So for right now, the hose reel is just going to stay where it is. It does have a skylight though. Alrighty. Next up, we got the utility with the boat trailer. Yeah. So first, we start with the utility. So this it's a pretty nice, it's a pretty fun build. So of course it is 5 wide in the front, 6 wide in the back, with fake cabinets here, axe, face masks, oxygen tank. Oh my god, if I can get these things open, that would be so nice. Fire extinguisher with studs, and a fake cabinet in there, and traffic cones. Now for this hose reel, this is interesting. Of course, I would just use those 2x2 ones. However, I ran out, so I had to compromise and use something else. So I used the new hose reel pieces with the new hoses from the more recent fire truck sets. So I used this one with the... Now, I would have used black, however, the longest, they had the short ones of black, so like these, and I would have had to connect a bunch of them. However, they had a nice long one, but it was a neon yellow, so I just decided, you know what, let's just go with neon yellow. The only downside is that it's connected by studs, so it's not exactly a strong connection compared to, you know, it's tying a knot or threading it through a hole and tying a knot, which, even though it was annoying, it was the best you could do. Which, yeah, I'm fine with. So, yeah. These are connected through Technic pins onto Technic bricks, 1x1s, so, yeah. I think this is pretty nice. And then we got little, like, mini gauge pumps back here with brake lights and flashing lights here and here. And I did use a stud shooter with the stud attachment on the back, and there is a cabinet up here. So, yeah, pretty nice utility. Now, onto the boat trailer. This is pretty simple. We got 2 boats. However, what's interesting is that when I move this one, the top can actually move up and down. So this is pretty similar to my auto rack car. If you notice, that stopped because these hit the mud guards here, and these don't. That's on purpose, so that, you know, why would you have it go that way? It's supposed to go this way. I actually had to move these back so that would actually happen. But yeah, this is pretty much the exact same concept as my auto rack train car, so it does that, except it only goes one way down. Yeah, and the original version I had of this was fine. It's just you couldn't get the bottom. You really couldn't get both out because, well, so yeah, the top one, of course, couldn't go down because it was stuck up top, and the bottom one had the pillars in the way, so you really couldn't do anything. So yeah, I fixed that. And I'm glad I did. Man, this is so much better. So yeah, that's pretty cool, both of them. I'm really happy with those. Next up, we got my Swift Fire Rescue Ambulance and my Tiger Chief. Start out with the ambulance. So this, like I said, is my Swift Fire Rescue. This has a boat trailer attachment, so if needed, it can pull the boat trailer. Because the one that I based it off of actually has done that before. So, yeah, so you know what, let's just do that. Now, this was actually going to be temporary because I didn't have a truck to pull it. However, I decided to keep it because it was more realistic that way. So I was like, cool. So this, it does have the clip-ons for the side mirrors, but I don't have the towels for the side mirrors. At least I don't think, but I don't feel like looking right now. So this has header stripes on the front bumper and the Q siren there. But yeah, I really do like this. I like all the lights up here. It's pretty nice. It has no light bar, but it makes up for that with these here, 2 here, and then more back here. And if you notice, I added these, I think it's Star of Life. I think that's what they're called. Stickers. They look bad because they were peeled off, so hopefully if I get a sticker sheet, if I get the sticker sheet these came off of, because I got the set used, hopefully, you know, it'll look better. And for the stretcher, top is removable, it's stuck in there. It doesn't have one with wheels. Now, of course, I do have the one with wheels, which is, of course, this one here. However, since this is a Swift Fire Rescue, it's most likely going to be more on the beach rather than my other ambulance, which is more in the city. So I figured that when it's going in the water, it'd be better to have no wheels. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And then next we got the Battalion Chief, which was the one from that fire station set, 60110, although I inverted the colors, I guess, so it's white and red instead of red and white. And this sticker came from that 60001 Fire Chief car that I had from Station 17. And then, of course, the other 2 stickers went to that and printed, so yeah. So it's got a pair of breathing apparatus and, of course, the Chief. Pretty basic. that is it for Station 18. Now on to Station 19. So we're probably about halfway done, so it's definitely been an hour-long video. Over. Okay, so we got engine 19, which is new, because they replaced the old engine 19. I said 18 again. So it has the exact same bumper, except it doesn't have a Q sign on it. It's attached to the grill, because it's a Sutphin. Next two trucks will all be Sutphins, so it's pretty nice. Got some consistency with this station. So yeah, so we got this thing again and the bumper monitor. These are the only two trucks that actually have that. I thought I'd be adding them to a lot more trucks. However, I looked at all the trucks I was basing them off of, and they did not have bumper monitors. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So yeah, it has 3 firefighters, of course, with a really nice cab. I really like this slope up with a scene light up here and this panel for the light, for the skylight right above this window here. I just really like that. The original cab design, if you look at the first update video this was in, compared to the next, you can see a big difference. This just looks so much better. So yeah, middle's same, nothing changed there. We got a fake cabinet there. This one has the hammer, and then we got. Now the reason why the hose reel's up here for this truck is because there was nowhere to put the hose reel back here, because of course I had to put the two pairs of breathing apparatus there. So yeah, it's the only way. Back here, we got the hazard light there, the tail lights, turn signals, and flashing lights, and then hazard lights up here as well. Saw an axe, and should have a fire extinguisher. Yep, and another fake cabinet there. So yeah, it's a very small truck. It's a very short one. Height wise back here and length wise here. And that's just how this truck I based it. The truck I based it off of was. It was just kind of short. But I like it. I still do like it for sure. The first version I wasn't totally happy with, but once I redid the cab, I've grown to like it more. So yeah. Next up, we got the Rescue, which goes right along with the engine. Looks almost identical. The cab, of course. Because these two trucks were from the same station, from the same fire station before they were replaced recently. Which is weird, because this one wasn't even 10 years old before they retired it. Which is weird, but whatever. The other one was, but still. I think they were still a little too young, but whatever. Anyways, so this one is slightly different. This one's, of course, younger than that one, although it has pretty much exactly the same with the cab, except the bumper is, of course, shorter. So, of course, the Q sign will be mounted there. So, yeah. And neither of these cabs are easily removable for the roof, and I choose not to try, especially with these tiles here, because they got boat tiles underneath, and when they interlock other tiles, they aren't exactly the strongest. So yeah, not ideal. But yeah, we got 2 or 3 fake cabinets and 1 real one, so it's got the same oxygen tank and flashlight, and then the face mask on the other side. So we got flashing lights here, scene lights, no scene light in the middle. This truck didn't have that. And what's different about this one is actually a walk up instead of walk in or ladders, or like a step ladder up. It's actually steps going up. So I didn't put the cabinets all the way back here, because that would be kind of stupid to have them all the way down here. I just put 2 there, and then all these steps actually are cabinets. It's supposed to be, so they're like cabinet here, cabinet there, cabinet there, you know, and on. So yeah, this was probably one of my personal favorites, because I don't know, it's just something about it. It just looks so nice. This and that other Rescue. I think pretty much all my Rescues besides the Airport I'm really fond of. Airport I like it's not one of my favorites for sure, but I still like it. I've rarely changed that one. But yeah, I really do like this. Of course, it's got 3 figures as well. So yeah. Next up, we got our tower ladder. So this is, of course, another Sutphin, except it doesn't have a white cab. This is from a different company rather than that, but still Sutphin, so it still fits with the station. So yeah. So, of course, this has the same deal with it being on the bumper, Q siren. And yeah, this is the one where, like I said earlier, where I extended it, but I wanted to keep the roof the same, so I just added these slopes, because it actually did slope it downwards, so that was a real saver. Except, of course, I still can't fit another figure in there. I put this one backwards, although it can still be like this. It's just, well, I guess I have to be up here then. Yeah. But yeah, because of this slope here. Now, even if I did have these ones going all the way across in red, I could put this all the way back here, but I couldn't have but I couldn't have 3 because it just wouldn't work. So that's why I just didn't really worry about this. Why is this not going down? That's why I'm just like, whatever. Oh, it's not 2x4 plates. Okay, so yeah, this has to be backwards then. And I'm gonna put it down there just to be safe. So yeah, it does suck, but whatever. Here we have steps going up to the ladder. Now actually, originally when I redid this, I had ladders on both sides. However, I actually don't. It had cabinets. So I put 2 of the 2x2 ones, but then I needed them, so I was like, you know what, let's put a hose reel there. I had to take one off. So yeah. Here we got traffic cones, over gauges and stuff. You know. This can go all the way through, so I can kind of just push it through the other side, kind of. Maybe this side would be better. Okay. This has a wrench, radio, and 2 fire extinguishers. So like ketchup and mustard dispensers. And then here we got 2 pairs of breathing apparatus. And here we got Sonax. Now, that was the reason why I couldn't have the hose reel there. So originally didn't have it at all, but once I removed those cabinets that I needed them, I was like, I'll just put a hose reel there. It'll fill the gap. So yeah. And then of course we got tail lights, turn signals, license plate. This light I'm gonna remove because with the tower bucket there you'll barely see it, so I'm just gonna remove it. Flashing lights there, and the ladder of course can raise up and extend, but it doesn't do it like that. So that's pretty high. Pretty much the same as the other one. I remember when I first redid this, which was extending it, I had a real problem with that. The reason why was because it actually made it, I think, either the exact same length or even longer than my other tower ladder truck, which has 6 axles instead of just 4. So I had a real big problem with that. So I was just like, no, I can't have this. So I just decided to just put it back to the way it was and just try and shrink everything back. So yeah. And yeah, it works. So I'm fine with it. Alrighty, we still got 1 more trucks to do. Next up, we got our tanker. So this is tanker 19. So this one is another one where it didn't need the extended cab. However, instead I added this, although I don't think it actually has it. Maybe it does, I don't know. But anyways, so I did have the train window there, but it didn't actually need it. Stupid flies in my room. Anyways, we got side mirrors. There's handlebars there, same middle, except it's got the slope, just like the engine from 17. Same stuff in the cabinet. This is the exact same cabinet setup as the tanker in Station 17, so just color swap. Same thing over here, except with the fire logo sticker, because it was up here, but I shortened this section up here. So I might do the same with that one too, and move it down here onto a tile. So yeah. And then here we got tank dump out. I just striped some flashing lights, you know. Same deal. I'm just trying to fly through these because I don't want to be here for like 2 hours, you know. Alright. We got 2 right here. So first we got our brush, which is based on, like, you know, the ex-military vehicles that are turned to brush trucks, which I think is pretty cool. Some of them, they paint into the paint scheme, and others, they actually leave in their camo paint. So, yeah. This one I did in, of course, this paint scheme, because I don't really have a lot of camo. I don't think I have any camo colors that would work. Lego doesn't make any, but I have them off-brand, but you know, I just don't think it would look good. So, I think painting them in red and white, like all the other trucks, was just fine. So, yeah. It's got the big old wheels and tires, firefighter in there. I really like the exhaust pipe I made. I think it looks really cool. It's got a big old water tank here. It's got some cabinets and a hose reel back here. And it's got a little tailgate, brake lights, you know. This is a really nice brush truck, and it's got little nozzles right below the bumper. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. So yeah. Next up, we got the ambulance. This is just normal ambulance, not, you know, fire rescue, none of that crap. This one, of course, does have the side mirrors. This is how it would look on the other ambulance, if it actually had it. So yeah. So it's got a bumper with the hazard stripes and Q siren. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Hold on a second. Alright, so it has a light bar. It doesn't have all the lights like the other one because of the stripes. It would interfere with it, so I just left it alone. Just imagining that they're there. Panel with the 6004 and the fire logo on it, and the fire logo here. This roof can come off, of course, and the doors. These, I didn't have these in whites or in red, like the ones I had in white, so I just used these smaller ones that I have. I had just enough of, so, and just stacked them. So yeah, and then for this we got, so it's the same stretcher as the one I just shown earlier, but yeah, it's in here instead. And then bumpers, hazard strips, and license plate sticker. Okay, next up, the last two of the station we got, well, technically last two. We got the utility and the battalion chief. So the utility, it's pretty much the same as the utility in Station 18, except it's a little bit taller and it's a little bit different. So, pretty sure everything for cabinet-wise is the same, except we got a bigger hose reel, yellow stud shooter. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Same. Actually, I can replace that grill. I can do it now. Hazard stripes, you know. It's the same deal. And then here we got the battalion chief, which I recently did this. I did a video last month, so yeah, you should go check that out. And yeah, I had quite fun building this, going through several different versions before finally settling on this. The version before this was a little too long, a little too, I guess, chunky looking, so I just took it apart and started from scratch, and this came out, and I'm pretty happy with it. I really am. So yeah. Back here is nothing. This is all attached here and here, so yeah, you can see how that works. Actually, I have these on door plates so that they fit in the tubes of this 2x8 brick. Yeah, I had to really get creative with this back section because jumper plates wouldn't work because they couldn't work here because of the brackets with the plates going over it. So I really had to get creative. So I decided to just have it. Okay, now I can't even get this attached. And just put a 2x8 brick and have it go from front of that all the way to the back. And it worked pretty well, actually. And then for back here, to keep it in place, I added this 1x4 brick, which is on jumper plates, so it's offset perfectly so that it fits into the tubes of the 2x8 brick, like I said. And then I added these bars up here on clips because a design I saw of this had them up here, so I thought that'd be pretty cool. And also tailgate still. So yeah. But yeah, I really do like this. I'm much happier with that than the 6Y version. Now, the reason I say technically is because we do have two more, but they're out of service. They are antique trucks. We have the Big Mac and the Small Mac. Let's start with the Big Mac. So yeah, these are both Mac trucks. This one's a 73 Mac, and this is like a 50 or 40. It's like, I don't know. It's a lot older though. But yeah, so this one doesn't look like what it's supposed to be, but this is what I'm saying it is. So yeah, this one is, of course, privately owned. It's not owned by the fire company anymore. It's owned by a couple. They got a man and a woman in there. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, we got in there. We got traffic cones, both of them. And in this cabinet we have oxygen tank, face mask, studs, and nothing. Originally there was absolutely nothing in any of these cabinets, but I started putting stuff in there and still working on it, but yeah. And then we got two hose reels, of course, which I used a light bluish gray stud shooters because it didn't have any yellow, and I thought, well, since it's older, it'll probably be better. Anyway. And if you notice, it was a blue oxygen tank instead of yellow, so that's how you know it's older. Only the airport has that now, so yeah. It does have stabilizers, just like the other tower ladder truck, and on the bumper. So yeah, again, I'm not gonna shoot it up again because we're doing it twice with the other two, so it's gonna be the exact same height. So yeah, and yeah, so no brake lights, turn signals, just this light set up here and these hazard stripes with the fire logo. And of course, this is, if you remember, I had trucks in this paint scheme. However, I actually, of course, changed this paint scheme, which was in Station 3 before, now Station 19. So I decided to have this in that paint scheme because I think that'd be pretty cool. It's like a little throwback to those days. And yeah. And I forgot to do this in front. This is the other truck that did have the bell. It also has a light here and the Q siren here. So yeah. Horns and has the stripes there too. And cool yellow and black. So yeah. So yeah, really nice. And then of course you got the pumps and gauges on both sides as well. Now for the small Mac, after the Big Mac, we got nothing really much going on here. So we got fire extinguisher, axe, and two traffic cones right back there. I might actually use those because you can't really see them, and I might just replace them with different cones that I'm not using and use those for other trucks that I can actually use them for. Maybe even the axe too, because I could use that axe. So yeah. But yeah, and of course it's also privately owned by this guy. This was based on the barbecue burnout set from 2019. 60212, I think, or 213. I don't know. It's one of those two, but yeah, I'm thinking 212. But yeah, I modified this heavily so that this ladder can actually turn, not just extend. Just turn. And I added steps to the back instead of the cabinet, which is why all these are up here, and all the clips are gone. So yeah, and then we got the brake lights and a little step up for the bumper. yeah. But I definitely, in the future, I want to recreate this to actually look like an antique truck, not just this little guy. Although I don't mind him. Looks pretty nice. Yeah. But I definitely want to make more of this. Now, finally, we can get to the airports. Station 20. So, here we have Engine 20. So this is based on like a KME truck. But yeah, I really do like it. This in the future, hopefully in the next couple of months, we'll finally get the fake cabinets because I've been waiting so long for this. So, yeah. So we got 3 firefighters in there, of course, same deal. This is the first time I use these clips for scene lights because, yeah, because I don't use these for scene lights. I use the blazer slide. However, I don't have them in blue, and white would just look out of place there. So I decided to just do blue for the clips and white for this part. And it looks great. Originally, the clips were in white. I think they still are for the ladder, but yeah. So the bumper is same, you know. It is cabin removable, but it's the same as that engine, the rescue engine in the station. 18, yeah. Yeah, back here, middle's the same. So back here we got a hammer and fire extinguisher. I think that was an axe there, but it's gone. I mean, I can get it back real quick. I'll find one real quick here. I know I have a bunch of them in black, so. Are you kidding me? There's a wrench. I'll do it later, whatever. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Next up, we got the rescue. So we got the medic in there. What's pretty cool about this is that I actually made this so that it raises up and you got a little remote control here. So you got pair of breathing apparatus, oxygen tank, body board. I think that's an EKG thing or whatever, and first aid kit. Yeah, can't think of it. This is the only rescue I actually have decked out equipment. All the other rescues are not, but yeah. This has pretty much stayed unchanged since I made it back in 2023. So it's pretty much been 3 years, pretty much unchanged. Only thing is I removed that big plate that was here, which was all tiled off. But I think it's better to have the studs so that these all stay in place. And then also adding this control panel here. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm trying to rush through these because I don't know how much time I have. Alright, next up we got the ladder, and like I said, this one has the scene lights as well, except the clips are in white instead of blue because I don't have enough in blue right now, so yeah. So this is the other Rosenbauer I mentioned earlier. So it's got 3 firefighters as well in the cab. This is the nozzle design I was thinking of doing for the other ladder truck, except I do have one of these in white, so I'm probably just going to do that in white instead, because that would look better instead of yellow. But yeah, I do like it. This would look pretty good on that, so yeah. Of course, the ladder is raised up and turned 360 degrees. So an axe side, fire extinguisher, and nothing. I don't know what's supposed to be in there, I guess. It's got very thin walkway, steps up, whatever. This video's getting too long. I need to hurry this up. I might not do the police cars. I don't know. Maybe I do that for a separate video because this is getting too long. I might just do that, yeah, and just stop at the airport. Okay. But yeah, alright. That's the new plan. Police will be another day. Because I do have a lot of police vehicles now, so yeah. Alright, so now we got the tanker, which is one of the 2 new additions to the airport. Because there's just 4 trucks, it's made of 5, and then another truck made of 6, so yeah. So this has only 1 firefighter in it, because that's all it has room for. This is a pretty nice build. I really do like this. This is probably another one of my favorites, actually, yeah. I really do like this a lot. But yeah, there really isn't a lot to it in this cabinet. I think face mask, I should say, is in the other one, yeah. So yeah, I really do like it, though. I like the exposed tank. This is the only one that actually has the exposed tank. The other ones don't, so yeah, I wanted to do that for this, just change it up a bit. So, yeah. Next up, we got the airport crash truck, so I guess we call Crash 20. So yeah. And this, you can pretty much tell what this set is based off of. This is based off of this 79-1 airport fire truck set from 2006, which, yeah, I based it off of that. And I, of course, I changed it a lot, so I extended it, and I made it look more like the Rescue, so like they were like sisters. So yeah. So of course, changed the front to be no longer snot, because that took up a lot of space, so yeah. And I kept this here, so I kept all that, because that was pretty cool. And all the cabinets don't have anything in it, because they were 2x3s, but I used them all on other trucks, so I'm just like, let's use all these 2x2s I have extra of. And then back here, so this still folds up. All the red stripes but changed to blue, of course. And then in here we got these are in place were in red as well, so I changed them to blue. And we got a blue oxygen tank and face mask. So yeah. So yeah, pretty nice. But yeah, it looks exactly the same as the other truck, just modified by me. And finally, we have the airport squad truck, which is also another one of my favorites. Mainly because it looks so much better than the original. Not saying the original wasn't bad, it just looks so good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do all the police after my birthday, because my birthday I do have a lot. I think I'm going to have a lot more police cars, so yeah, to show off, so I'm going to wait till then. So, yeah. I'll probably do that. I don't think I'll do it next month. Yeah, I think I'll wait a little bit longer. But, yeah. So I'm definitely going to do a separate video on police cars and trucks, because I have a lot more than what I did last time. I only had like 2 or 3. Now I have like... Right now I have about 7. Maybe 8 if you include the helicopter. But, yeah. Birthday, yeah. And I have a lot more, so yeah. But yeah, with this truck, it's based on those new international trucks. I've been seeing a lot more for fire trucks. I don't know why. It's just... They've just been popping up everywhere. And I quite like it, so I tried to base it off of that. I think I did alright with the front. So, yeah. And yeah, so this is going to be like the engine, where it's going to have the fake cabinets here and here, you know, all that. I still want to keep this, it's just going to be moved to the center here. Yeah. Unless I decide not to keep it, which also might be another option, I don't know. So it's still got the life buoy. This is part of the Swift Water Rescue, but yeah. I do think this looks more like a squad truck than what it was before, so yeah. Like that. And that is it. Wow. Lots and lots of fire trucks now. I've definitely grown quite a bit since last time. Last time I still had lots. The video was pretty much an hour long. It got cut off for whatever reason. I forget why, but yeah. It probably would have been just a little bit over an hour if if I was able to complete it, but yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.